As a law enforcement agency releasing a true crime podcast, we have no ads, no interruptions to the story, and absolutely no agenda.
And no sort of production elements. This is the podcast?
Yeah.
And somebody listened to this?
Thousands.
Yeah.
Oh. Tens of
Except
thousands.
for finding Peter Chadwick. And we know we can do it together. Technology can make the world a very small place with very few places to hide.
So we should explain that Peter Chadwick disappeared. They don't know where he is. Did he fake his own death? No. He's just gone.
No, he was out. He was out on bail. He was arrested for the murder of his wife.
Yes.
And he posted $1 million bail, and then he didn't show up for a pretrial hearing. He disappeared. And he had lots of money. He drained all of his accounts. He's a rich guy. And he just disappeared. And 4 years later, people had forgotten, but not the Newport Police Department. They said, you know what? We're going to put together a podcast to nail this sucker.
And that's why we want this podcast to reach as many people as possible. Please consider sharing it. Tell your friends about it, no matter where you are in the world. Because Peter Chadwick, he really could be anywhere. The countdown to capture begins now.
Okay, all right. Put some music in. But this is like an Amber Alert.
Yeah. It's
right?
true.
The final episode, they deliver the direct message to Peter Chadwick. But the only thing it's losing is like, what's he look like? I guess they send you to a website so you can see what he looks like, right?
They've got photos. And I just pulled they did 6 episodes of this podcast. They were all about 10 to 20 minutes long, I believe.
Okay.
And so they go over that kind of
Here we
stuff.
go. Now they got to talk right to him.
This is a message for Peter Chadwick.
Peter, end this now. You made the decision to take QC's life.
Now, who's that guy? Is he like in a rubber horse head or something like that? Why is this significant?
He's probably the police chief. He's the serious. I would guess he's the police chief, John. Rubber horse. Listen, I don't know what you do in your spare time, but that's rather unusual. Get up.
Steal her from her children, to leave your boys stranded on the side of a road to fend for themselves, to flee like a coward and not face the consequences of your actions. Think about the impact you've had on these 3 boys. Make the decision now to stop this and begin to make amends with your sons. For once, make a decision for someone other than yourself.
Sounds like you edited this. Listen to these big pauses.
This is just what it is. It's, the horse head is getting in the way. I think it's the problem.
You and I both know you fled because you can't look your sons in the eyes. This is your chance to turn yourself in and end this. It's time to think of someone other than yourself and what benefits you. Think about your boys. Peter, we are coming for you. This begins your countdown to capture.
There we go. Countdown to capture.
Okay. And the breaking news is that he has now been arrested. They found him in Mexico, and he's been arrested.
Okay.
Your skepticism about whether the podcast had anything to do with his arrest is still out there. We don't know. They haven't connected any dots.
Yeah.
But at least it's now getting attention, and he's in U.S. custody right now.
Wonder how they got him.
I think
the podcast is a nice story, but I don't think somebody who's listening to this podcast and then happened to be in Mexico or happened to be down there and be looking around for the guy.
Well, the thing is, Mexico is not. They said, he has contacts all around the world. His wife was from Malaysia. I mean, he could have been anywhere.
Why'd they take his passport from him? Did they know it was a flight risk?
They did. No, they took his British and American passport. So he's a double passport, and they took it. But they say, he had access to the kind of money that can get you places that you're not supposed to legally be. So he clearly paid somebody off. The fact that he was only in Mexico, I think, might be, in retrospect, a mistake on his part if he's trying to hide, because I do think that you can listen these kind of podcasts, if you're into the true crime stuff, like a lot of people are, they might spread the word this and that, and they may contact people and go, Mexico's a place to look. But we'll have to see if it actually did. But countdown to capture and son of a gun if they didn't capture him.
While that was playing, I pulled up a picture of a man in a rubber horse head and showed you, Tom. So
I
now
saw
you know.
it. Maybe that's how they tracked him down. They tracked the serial number on the horse head and said, I recognize that horse anywhere.